we should all breathe a huge sigh of relief that for the moment, Iceland has dodged a huge proverbial bullet.
This has been much, much more powerful an explosion than expected, hasn't it?
Yeah, I mean, it's less an explosion, more of just like a very prolific, escape of lava sort of thing. So this isn't really like an explosive eruption and kind of generate an ash cloud. It's just a lot of magma under the surface is finally found its way out and it's kind of coming out. So it's honestly hard to tell how much will come out. It's just, it started with quite a bang, although it has declined somewhat recently. But yeah, it's prolific.
Is it at all possible now that the rupture has happened to be better informed as to how long the explosion, and I really apologise if that is the wrong terminology, bear with me, I'm just a civilian here, but is it possible now to know what might happen?
In some ways, yes and no. So these eruptions are inherently hard to forecast. I mean, all eruptions are kind of hard to forecast. The best thing you can do is sort of say roughly where and when it will happen, and they kind of knew that there was such a seismic build-up beforehand, like a month beforehand, that it was almost certainly going to result in an eruption, and it was going to be somewhere either in the town or next to the town. So the fact that it erupted next to the town and it's flowing away from the town at the moment is a huge relief. And if it continues as it is, then it wouldn't damage the town. So that would be an incredibly good outcome, considering the alternative would be a destroyed town. But in terms of how long it will go on for, like if it will change, will the lava head west towards a power plant? It's really hard to tell. So at the moment, everyone just, all they can do is sort of monitor it intensely and just observe carefully.
Tell us a little bit more about the lava flow, because that changes the landscape forever, doesn't it?
Yeah, so I mean, even Iceland as a country, the world is full of underwater volcanoes. Iceland essentially is many, many underwater volcanoes just being pushed to the surface over sort of eons of time. So it's a furiously volcanic place. So the entirety of the country owes its existence to volcanoes. So, that obviously has changed the face of the earth. So every time a volcano erupts on Iceland, whether it's like a fissure like this, or it's from like a mountain-like volcano we all think, it's always adding like a fresh coat of paint to the earth, but that's just how planets make themselves. Volcanic eruptions are both the price and the privilege we pay for like living on an active, livable planet.
Is the Blue Lagoon gone forever? Do you know?
No, it's perfectly fine at the moment, actually. So where the fissure is, the town is to the south, and the Blue Lagoon and the geothermal power plant is to the west. So they closed it out of precaution. And actually, in the last month, they built defensive walls to kind of deflect the lava away from it, just in case. But at the moment, the lava's not even flowing towards it. So at the moment, cross your fingers, but everything seems okay, which is kind of incredible.
Do you ever get a bit frustrated with the fact that people might want things to not be okay? Because it's such an extraordinary thing to have happened. I mean, there is a danger, that we are thinking, oh my goodness, a volcano has erupted, chaos, loss of life, Blue Lagoon gone forever.
Well, I think you can have drama without casualties and, and destruction sort of thing. I mean, I think it's about 800 million people live within sort of the shadow of a volcano somewhere around the world sort of thing. It's a lot of people. And the good thing is, unlike a lot of other like disasters like earthquakes and hurricanes and that, volcanoes are like, they produce fertile soil, they provide a home to people, they provide a beautiful kind of environment, they built our first atmosphere. So I think there's a lot of good drama to come from volcanoes. There's a lot of beauty that people can see without needing like that kind of perilous drama sort of thing. So, I think we should all breathe a huge sigh of relief that for the moment, Iceland has dodged a huge proverbial bullet.